Welcome everyone to this week's Royale Gaming News, where I tell you what happened this week in gaming. For those of you excited about Fallout 4's next-gen update and you use mods, you might want to hold off on updating your game. While this update did include some free content, such as new quests and new gear from the premium paid mod creation club, overall PC players are reporting that they're not seeing a huge difference with this update. However, those who use mods have been reporting issues loading in their modded saves. This includes using mods such as Fallout's script extender. Now, this update did fix some bugs, such as a glitch in the settlement system, but overall the consensus seems to be hold off on updating your game until modders can fix their projects. It looks like Xbox's investment in Activision Blizzard is paying off because while console sales are down 30%, the company still remains relatively profitable, and part of this is due to game sales. This includes being in 7 of the top 25 games on the PlayStation Plus store, which is more than any other developer. BlizzCon 2024 has been confirmed to be canceled, but no one knows the real reason why. Blizzard maintains that they still expect to host this event again sometime in the future, but there are no details on when and where that might be. It's rumored part of the cancellation has to do with Blizzard's part in the Xbox layoffs. But after 5 years, I don't know if there's much of a future for BlizzCon. A couple learned a hard lesson when their 4-year-old racked up over $4,000 in game purchases. The couple went on Good Morning America to share their story as a cautionary tale. Now, I don't know if it's just because I've been a gamer for over a third of my life, or my toddler just isn't old enough to actually play video games yet, but I find it really shocking that an 8-year-old was able to rack up more than $4,000 in charges, mostly because if you're using in-game currency, you're not getting prompted for a credit card. But overall, I guess this is just a lesson. Monitor what your kids are doing online. Steam closed the loophole in its refund policy by rebranding early access. Now, if you guys don't know, there are basically 2 ways that early access is applied. The first is generally that, like, you get a game that it's still in development, but they allow players to still play it while it's being developed and before it's officially done and published. The other is usually used as an incentive to pre-purchase a game, buy a deluxe edition, because then you get access to a finished game before anyone else. Now, how Steam is kind of getting around the loophole with their early access is that they're calling the latter advanced access, and how it closes the loophole is that any gameplay that you play during advanced access, it counts towards the 2 hours outlined in Steam's refund policy. So meaning if you play more than 2 hours in advanced access, you are no longer able to refund the game. Now, what I do kind of appreciate about this is that Steam has had a little bit of self-awareness that their closure of this loophole just revolves around using a different adjective for early. So this week, PlayStation rolled out the community help feature where players can get hints from other players on how to progress through supported games. This feature is available to all PlayStation 5 players, regardless of if they have PlayStation Plus or not. And this is an opt-in feature, so if you do want to get access to these hints, which are in the form of gameplay, you have to turn it on in your settings menu, but you can also turn it off at any time as well. If you're in Romania, you can turn your gaming experience into job experience. Saatchi & Saatchi, along with the Geeks advertising agency, have partnered with eJobs RO to launch a new program called Score to Skill. Basically, how this program works is that it analyzes your gameplay data, it looks for different skills that can be applied to a professional setting, and then overall says, this is how somebody would perform in a professional setting based on how they play video games. Now, this actually isn't the first time that gameplay data has been translated to other purposes. Back in 2022, there was a Latin American-based bank that got a Cannes Lions Award for doing the same thing, but instead of a professional skills, it was translated for credit scores. So it's actually kind of really interesting to see. Gaming can kind of pay off in more ways than one. And that's this week's Royale Gaming News.